I was shocked to learn this week from Joe Manchin, of all people, that apparently President Biden in the White House has surrounded himself and is only listening to members of the far, far left. Now, that is exactly how Joe Manchin, in a recent interview with CNN, described what's taking place in the White House. Biden is listening to, taking advice from, and legislating as if he is a member of the far, far left. Now, I like to think of myself as pretty far left, right? I mean, definitely not a centrist by any stretch of the imagination. I am all for, the Bernie Sanders type democratic socialism here in the United States. That's what I like. But the far, far left, man, I guess I'm to the right of Biden based on Joe Manchin's assessment of things. But here is what happened. Let me read you this. Manchin called the president a good, decent man, but said he worries about a second Biden term with a White House staff who he believes is dominated by a group of, quote, far, far left liberals. He calls the prospect of a Trump return to the White House, quote, very much concerning to every human being and every person who basically loves the country that we have and the life that we have and trying to have a future for our grandchildren or for our children and future generations. But he also said that he could absolutely see himself as president of the United States. You see what he's doing in that interview right there with that quote, like, well, you've got Biden's on the far, far left. And you've got Trump and his extremism on the far right. So we need somebody, Joe Manchin says, that he could see himself being this person, right smack dab in the middle, which is exactly what his No Labels group, he tells CNN, is doing. First and foremost, let's go ahead and, get the elephant out of the room here. Biden is not far, far left. I mean, let's be real here. Biden's barely left. I think Biden is a centrist. And I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm not trying to piss off any, diehard Biden fans out there. But Biden has not done anything that's considered far left, let alone far, far left, because that's how Manchin described it. Trump, definitely far, far right, about as far right as you can get. So far right, they're already off the cliff. But Manchin wants to be president of the United States. Let's not kid ourselves. This man has been toying with this idea for over a year. He's been meeting with No Labels. He's been making promises to them. He's been meeting, of course, with the corporations funding No Labels. Because No Labels is not a political movement. No Labels is effectively, when you look at the donors, it's a corporate front group. It is corporatism, corporatism, corporatism. And that's what Joe Manchin has been about his entire career. So that's what he's trying to do here. He's trying to paint Biden as a far, far left individual, even though nothing could be further from the truth, to position himself better to bring everything back to the center. What are Joe Manchin's policies? What are No Labels policies? Do y'all even have any? Can anybody, without having to look it up, tell me what No Label stands for other than unfettered corporations doing whatever the they want? You can't, because they have none, because all they are is a group of corporations dressed up to look like a political party, and Joe Manchin is the perfect representative for them, because that is what he has done his entire career. Cloaked himself in the clothing of a Democrat, when in reality, it's just a massive corporate scheme pretending to be a U.S. senator. Ring of Fire is just a few subscribers short of hitting that 1 million subscriber milestone. So if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so and stay up to date with all of the latest from Ring of Fire.